I'm Joan, and I'm your first Golden Bachelorette.
Oh, I hope they found love in a hopeless place. Welcome to the Men Tell All Golden Bachelorette edition. And let me tell you, there wasn't much to tell.
Snoozeville.
Oh, you guys, here's the problem.
What?
There wasn't a lot of scandal, which we love, but which means a kind of behind the scenes look wasn't really needed. Am I wrong?
No, every year, the Men Tell All, the Women Tell All, it's where you get all the cattiest, craziest people back together and they just duke it out and they scream at each other.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are a little more serious with whoever the bachelor or bachelorette is get to chat, get to get their feelings out. But this was not a season like this.
No.
I didn't get why we even had this episode.
This is my first experience ever with the Men Tell All episode. I didn't watch The Bachelor or haven't watched it seriously enough to actually go through it. I didn't watch The Golden Bachelor or The Bachelorette. So I've never experienced this whole situation. And yeah, you're exactly right. We didn't need it. The most exciting part is that they highlighted Burgergate and gave burgers to the crowd. Like, what?
They tried to make Burgergate a thing, and they kept trying to make things a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, the moment the producers felt like they were trying to make things, I think they should have said, you guys, I think we throw 30 minutes at this.
Why was it an hour and a half?
It was so long.
Even that, you're like, I was like, what are we doing here?
So dumb.
We do have some highlights. Let's just go through them. I did love that they took the snoring and they said a real good moment to say, hey, ever since this, I've got a sleep apnea. So hashtag saving lives.
Nice.
Love a good sleep apnea king. They have brought all the family there, which felt very forced.
Did no one else want to come? That's the vibe I got. Was I don't want to watch.
What's really weird is for, Mark being there, his daughter Kelsey wasn't there, but Joey was there.
I have a little tea with that. She has been going, quote unquote, through some personal things. It has nothing to do with Joey, is what she claims. They're still engaged. They're still happy. But I think the transition to moving out to LA has been very difficult for her. So she took a break from social media. She's from New Orleans. Their deal when she won was that they were going to move out to where she is because Joey was kind of floating around anyway and didn't have a home base. And now they've moved out to LA because he's on Dancing with the Stars. And I think it's been really difficult for her.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense because I was like,
yeah, I think she's like, I can't do this right now.
I get that.
At least that's what I have heard. Have you heard anything different in the blinds?
I haven't. No, that makes perfect sense.
They're fine.
Yep.
Okay.
They're all good.
So we have to talk about this again, which is the biggest question. We as a station raised a lot of money for local charities. So it was kind of in forefront of my mind. They kept bringing up Chippendales raising so much money. And they randomly said, ABC is going to match that donation. And I said, what donation?
To what?
I instantly thought of you when they said that.
How did they raise this money?
Is no one getting held accountable for this? This is so weird.
And then everyone cheered, and I went, there wasn't even $30, $3,000.
Is it going toward hurricane relief? Is it going towards koala bear rescue?
We know which rescue.
Oh, thank God.
It was, I think, Cancer Foundation.
Stand Up to Cancer.
Stand Up to Cancer.
Yeah, that's what it was for.
But
and then Michael did have a very touching moment that did happen. That was also kind of cool. Michael, you probably don't remember because he was there for a split second. But he basically said that right before he went on the show. And again, it would have been interesting if he did get deeper in the show, how this would have come up and when it would have come up and the discussions that might have had to, take place as a result of this. But he found out right before the show started that he was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
And he did talk a little bit about how it was still the encouragement of his doctor and his family to still go on the show. And it sounds like everything is okay now and he's on the other side of it. And that's great. But that was a little touching moment. But
that was lovely.
It's lovely. But to your point, also kind of wild that you're going to go on a dating show.
Yeah.
I just don't think that is what I would want to do if I found out I had cancer.
Shocking that wouldn't be the decision you'd make.
I would be like, I think I'm still going to go on this dating show. What?
Whatever. It was great for him. It was one of those things that came out. You're like,
YOLO? I don't know.
Right.
Sure.
Well, so we do have to mention the most obvious shoe polish moment of there is Charles L.
Oh, Charles L.
Charles L. He has dyed his hair black and then had lots of jokes around not answering the question. But I'm telling you, this man knows his worth. He has upgraded and he has dyed his hair and he is ready. I would not be shocked if he's already been on a bunch of dates.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. I mean, he had like confidence. And I was like realizing going back, he is really confident. And as the show went on, he got more and more confident.
Very first thing he said, he's like, I don't know about these other guys, but I might be one of the oldest, but I'm the fittest guy here.
Yeah.
They can't even hold a candle to me.
I know. So I was like, all right, like,
go King.
I know.
Yeah.
And they did this really weird moment where in the audience says, hey, it's just like a person standing up and it was like,
This isn't scripted.
yeah, like, hey, Charles. And everyone's like, what? Somebody's interrupting on a show? And they go, we think you should be the next Golden Bachelor. And you're like, is this the way they're announcing it?
No.
And I had never experienced a mental episode, so I've looked at Sarah and I'm like, this is it. He's going to be him.
And Sarah's like, no.
No, it's not.
And then he goes, but if you're not, my mom's single.
It
And I was
so
like,
weird
it was
and
so
forced.
weird.
So weird.
It was supposed to grab headlines that, somebody had an outburst during the
Totally.
Men Tell All episode in the crowd. And it was like, no, it was awful.
But the real dream that was made was for
so good.
Kim, longtime sufferer of trying to make mansion men happen and nobody letting it happen. Well, guess what?
What?
The gay men's chorus of LA decided to make mansion men happen. And we actually have that audio. If you remember, Kim was obsessed with trying to get the whole group to sing this really corny song. It was not only corny.
After the talent show, right? Right?
I don't even know why. It was like they're chilling out, and she was literally like, "I think we should all learn this song." And
It was after the talent show because I don't think he felt like he should have won the talent show because he sang so well, and he was disappointed he didn't. But he says we need to come together and do it, and he's just showing off again.
And everyone said, "I love that journey for you." A real Britney moment of, "Hey, we love that journey for you. You should take that journey elsewhere."
Mm-hmm.
And that's for you. That's on you, doll.
Yep.
Couldn't be me. And so he tried to make it happen. Well, finally, they made it happen.
It's incredible.
We are the Mansion Men, the Golden Season Mansion Men. We're here to win the heart and soul. We come from everywhere. We settle that love we want to share. We're tired of being alone. We have so much to offer. We hope that you can see. Let's go. Each little thing we tell her is meant to have her fall in love with me. The time we spend together,
Jesse
building
Bolters.
friendships that will last.
It's so long.
We'll be there for each other long after our mansion days are past. We are the mansion men, the Golden Season Mansion Men. From to you.
Good night.
So,
What they did there with the harmony at the end.
well, they really threw Kim off because he was like, he was ready to sing along.
I
And
wrote that song. What are you doing with my baby?
guys, follow my lead.
Oh, Kim.
And I thought everyone else just didn't want to play along. That was way too long to memorize. I understand why. They were like, this is ridiculous. We're not singing this massive song.
Okay, but I definitely can relate to the feeling of like, hey guys, let's try to do this. And both of you going, no, Brittany, we're not going to do that. And like, again, it really had, the vibe was you and your cousins in the basement trying to convince your parents that you should have a sleepover party. And so like,
we have a date.
we have to perform this.
Yep.
And he finally had his group of people willing to perform it with him. And again, like that's how bleak there wasn't much going on. Is they're like, let's give Kim's song a 2-minute part of this.
Well, we did get a little more from Pascal.
Yes.
At least just a little bit more. And I love that because the whole world is like, is he going to be the next Golden Bachelor? Because that does follow the Bachelorette Bachelor footsteps of like taking someone from the previous season. They just did it with Golden Bachelorette. And he's like, well, I'm going to need younger people.
Yeah, it's pretty much what he came out and said. He said it in an interview.
And he didn't say it like I'm saying it. But
He said that they will have to lower the age And he really his big thing is he wants this person to come and fold into his life. He talked about he's so like me where he's like, I even go to a gym, I go to a coffee shop I like here.
I know my order.
I have a restaurant I love. I have a salon I own. I have an apartment. Like I think that his girlfriend that he was like talking about being still in love with is a lot younger than him, because I think he's the type that wants them to just come into his life, and like he knew that wouldn't happen with Joan.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that's why at the end of the day, it was like, yes, I want to show you these things. I want you to be part of my world. But like he knew that she is as polite and sweet and demure as she is. She was still like, well, I still have my own life.
Yeah. Well, she has, grandkids and and I don't see her just folding in her life. And like, there's something to be said there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other people that were maybe a front runner for the Golden Bachelor was Jonathan.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he might not need the show because he was strutting his stuff. He's seeing somebody.
That did not shock me at all. That man is hot. And so it's like putting himself out there and like people finding out in anywhere of his neck of the woods. I'm talking to like within like a 200-mile radius is like, I would date the heck out of you, Jonathan.
Oakland, Iowa.
Yeah.
I loved what you said too, Mike, about the what we found out with the card from Mark.
Yeah, there was that moment where Mark and him, because one of the big things, one of the themes when it came around Jonathan is that he didn't feel seen. And you remember the during the prom, they had that moment. And so he woke up one day and he mentioned how much Joan felt like she sees him now and has validated him in so many ways. Well, apparently Mark, one of his roommates in there, one of the other men, put a little note in his coffee cup and he walked over there and he opened it up and he said, it was basically a message just saying, hey, I just want you to know, really enjoyed getting time to get to know you. You're a great person. I want you to go home and put the sticky note on your mirror. And then he pulled out the sticky note and it was like 6 just affirmations. Like, you're enough. You're awesome. You're a good person. You're this, you're that. And oh man, everybody lost it. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think that's like the moral of the story is these are all really good people. We're not going to get catty reality moments.
No.
So that's fine. Like, I love the season so much. I don't need a men's tell all. I don't need like the pretend, I don't need big fights. We actually like the stuff. And during the bloopers, I had the realization Chalk is kind of fine.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no. See?
Yeah, he's toxic when Brittany thinks he's fine.
Exactly.
Like,
No.
Said that from episode 2.
because like all the men were kind of showcasing. I was like, when Chalk would walk by, I'm like, that guy's actually hot.
Brittany, we need to take a litmus test. Okay, I know we got to go, but season finale next week.
I know.
Like, who's your final pick, Guy or Chalk?
It's Chuck.
Brittany?
It's gonna be Chalk.
Only because I want to be contradictory. Let's give Guy a whirl.
Okay, but keep in mind, we all 3 have already lost.
Yeah, well, Dawn's not here, so.
Dawn's not here. By the way, she has Chuck and Guy, so
know.
we got to get to bacon.
I know. We did a draft at the beginning of Golden Bachelorette, and I've been a loser for a while. Mike's been a loser for a while. Kendall,
Mike's been a loser the longest.
thank you.
But I will say, now I didn't watch the preview because I didn't want to, but Jesse Palmer did make the comment when queuing up the reveal, and he said, and next week, of course, we're going to find out if one of these men fit in Joan's life. That's how he said it.
And who has Joan?
You do.
I do.
You don't get to take Joan.
Yeah, I do. I asked, and everyone said
I
yes.
did not.
This is when you still had Pascal, and you said yes.
No.
You guys also did give me Gary.
Yeah, we gave him Gary, remember? Because we still wanted to be in the mix.
You guys are so cute, but no. This doesn't count.
We're all losers.
We're all
Just got to
losers.
admit it.
I'm just the least loser.
Honestly, though,
It's my self-eliminated, so I'm the least loser.
So you was actually the furthest from actually winning because he was never going to get with Joan.
Yeah.
Your people were eliminated first. You suck the most.
You literally picked somebody that was not interested in her. Like, that's on you, doll.
He was hot to handle.
Too hot.
Too hot.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us as we go through. We have one more week. We hope you'll watch along. When we get back, we're going to be talking about, is Emily going to London?
We will be there.
No.
After our mansion days are past, we are the mansion, the golden skins and mansion. From us, you do.
Good night.